It's a comment from a video I actually made at the end of last year in 2016. The video was called Downplaying Receding Hairline. My plan worked for years. Our friend Noaf AB had this to say, such a good point. Maybe it is in fact the universe's balance of the sexes, as far as men losing hair. Loved, liked by most on your channel, your Aristotelian beard, by the way. Now your wisdom lacks credibility. No plan of regrowing. Movember, end quote. So, again, let me openly recognize that most people in the real world, as long as most of the 2,200 of you subscribers all agreed unanimously, I looked my best with my beard. Yet imagine the irony that I wouldn't keep the thing that makes everyone agree about me looking my best, is the beard. It goes back, of course, down to the identity of me. What's part of my identity? Is my beard part of my identity internally? No. I don't find more confidence in having a beard. But I think it also shows, too, that my confidence isn't based on what other people think. Even if everyone agrees I look better with a beard, if it's not truly what I want, then I'm not going to do it. And I think that speaks volumes as me as a YouTube host. I'm so confident of a person that even if 99% of the population agree I look my best with a beard, and yet I won't keep that beard, it speaks something about my confidence, doesn't it? That's what I think it does. But I do obviously understand that everyone would love for me to ideally have the beard. That was just something that happened during that time. Though I have looked back on it, now that I think about it, I would have to say that I think it's a common theme that most Octobers I grow a beard, and then I shave it right in time for Movember, and then there's the irony. Well, man, if I would have kept growing it, I would have had this perfect mustache or whatever for Movember. So let's talk about it. He's asking me about Movember. If you Google Movember to get a better understanding of what they're about, here's what you're going to find. Movember is an annual event involving the growing of mustaches during the month of November to raise awareness of men's health issues such as prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and men's suicide. Movember aims to increase early cancer detection, diagnosis, and effective treatments, and ultimately reduce the number of preventable deaths. Besides annual checkups, the Movember Foundation encourages men to be aware of family history of cancer and to adopt a healthier lifestyle. I like that last part. Encourages them to adopt a healthier lifestyle. Now, here's what I'm going to say about this. I'm not a Movember kind of guy. I'm also not a pink ribbon kind of guy. I'm not going to buy a product just because part of the proceeds go to finding a cure for breast cancer. I'm not into that. I think what happens is it starts out as a good thing a lot of times where people say, hey, let's raise the money for finding a cure for cancer, right? And that's good. That's good that there's research in that. But I think, at least here in America, it becomes so marketed that I become I question it. I'm like, so you're going to sell junk food to women? And that's going to help us find a cure for breast cancer? You're going to sell junk food to men? And that's going to help them help us find a cure for cancer? I'm like, and I respect the fact on here. Again, here's what I like about Movember. If it's encouraging men to adopt a healthier lifestyle, I'm all for it. But what I don't like is when people have these social movements and it just seems like they're bringing attention to themselves and not the cause. Call me jaded and that's fine. But ultimately, here's how I feel. You know me. What the Health. I talk about that documentary on Netflix, What the Health. All right? It clearly talks about the connection between men's diet and how we're ending up getting prostate cancer and testicular cancer to begin with. It's a preventable thing based on what we eat. But yet, society teaches us that as men we must eat beef and we must eat pork and we must eat bacon. It's part of our identity as men. And then you've got vegans like me who say, no, it's not part of my identity. I'm not more of a man by eating meat or bacon or red. No. And of course, check out the ties between men eating red meat and pork and men getting cancer and men getting diabetes. It's so predictable. It's so obvious. So I'm like, for me, I think the best thing I can actually do to prevent getting cancer for myself and to spread awareness is to have open conversations about being a vegan. Here's the problem with that. Most people don't want to have that conversation, so I don't really have that conversation much, because most people don't want to be told that they can just eat beans and grains and vegetables and fruits and nuts and seeds and still be healthy. You know, most people don't want to be told that. So I'm kind of jaded when it comes to Movember. I'm jaded when it comes to all this, because I already know that being a vegan is the best thing I can possibly do to prevent men's type of cancers. And the same thing with women. But people would rather be emotional, talk about somebody they used to know that died of the cancer, and then just throw money at this thing. And to not sound too jaded, I had a friend named Bo. And when he and I were the same age, and when he was 32, he was quickly diagnosed with colon cancer. And within months, he died. Now, granted, he had the standard American diet. You know, he ate a lot of meat. And I look back on that and I think, man, that's so sad. He lost his life through that. Of course, that was before I became vegan and vegetarian, all that stuff. But yeah, it's so preventable. But most men, I'm convinced, aren't willing to do what it takes to stop eating animal products. So instead, we just grow a mustache and throw money at research to finding a cure. But yeah, as weird as it is, if I'm gonna make a Movember video, this is it. Hey guys, watch Netflix, watch What the Health, realize that your meat intake has everything to do with you getting testicular cancer and colon cancer. It's totally connected. But I'm just the crazy guy for saying that, because again, I should tell you to grow a mustache, right?